I mean, you stick with your strengths, and in big moments you remember their weaknesses, and you try to exploit that whenever you need to. And a lot of times they're giving us scouting reports that cater to our strengths. So
Right.
whether I've seen somebody 30 times in my short career, or whether I've seen them zero, still trying to do the same thing, like you said, every time out.
And are you a video guy, or are you just verbal with picky and paper?
The teams that I haven't seen much that I faced this year, I haven't pitched against them the first game of the series. So I'll instead of going back and watching video, I'll watch their ABs with a little more intent than I normally would. As you know, if we're playing somebody from our division that we see all the time, you don't have to focus in on sequencing quite as much. But I just, I'll poke my head down in the room and I'll see what Curtis Granderson looks like at the plate, and I'll see what some of these guys look like at the plate, so I get the visual.
Right, but you're saying watching last night and tonight's game allowed you to do that too.
Yep.
So it's not as much on the video.
I don't watch video at all. I watch it on the TV. My mentality's the same every time I pitch, whether we have 0 runs or 10 like last game. I don't want to give up a run. I want to execute every single pitch, so there's no added pressure. It's one mentality, and I do that because that's how I'm most successful. Actually, I learned a lot. I don't have to be as slider heavy, because actually my past 2 or 3 starts, looking at the breakdown, percentage-wise, I haven't used as many sliders, and it's not because it's not as good. It's just like I'm constantly evolving, constantly learning more about myself, attacking hitters in different ways, and the less they see my slider, the better it is. Whenever I need to use it, I use it. It's not like I'm holding back, but if my fastball's explosive that day, then I'm going to use that heavily.
What about the change? I think last 6 starts you've thrown about 3 starts, something like that, sometimes none. Where is that right now?
It's great. I feel really good with it. And this is the first question I've had about a changeup in a while. And when you're pitching well, nobody's going to ask you about your 3rd or 4th pitch. But as soon as you have a game where you don't pitch as well as other people expect you to pitch, they ask you about it. So, but honestly, I feel good with it. I use it when I want to, and I haven't felt like I wanted or needed to. But it's there. It's a weapon to lefties or righties. But I mean, it's just like a lot of pitchers are mostly 2-pitch pitchers, and they have a 3rd pitch that's more of a show pitch. Like Odorizzi's curveball, he throws it 3 or 4 times a game, but nobody ever asks him why he doesn't use his curveball as much, So I haven't really felt a need, but it's there, it's ready, and I constantly work on it and refine it, just like I do my other pitches. At starts, I try not to think of being any more urgent than any other time of the year. I mean, we're trying to win every single game. There's no more urgency than day one right now. And I make it a point to say these things in spring training so that whenever these questions arise later, I'm giving the same answer. Because not only am I trying to go out there and give my best effort every 5 days, these position players are giving their best effort every single day. We don't come to the park thinking, it'll be okay if we lose today. Never. No matter if we're in a 10-game win streak or if we're struggling, we're always thinking the same thing. We're trying to win that night. We're trying to win today. So as far as urgency, from my perspective, no. But I'm not an everyday position player. I only impact the team, 20% of the time. So, but from what I see, we're trying to win every day, regardless of whether we're 500 or above 500 or below 500.